I am now live at the Vancouver Harbour Float Base. July 17, 2025, 07:30 a.m. Doing the final setups here. It's a beautiful morning here, isn't it? Absolutely stunning, stunning morning here in Vancouver, if I dare say so. It's going to be 30 degrees today, very hot, warm day, so it's nice to start the day early, get our live stream in when the temperature is a little bit more moderate. Makes it easier for me. We'll be here probably till about 9:30, so at least a couple, 2.5 hours, something like that. That's our plan. So looking forward to having a good show, good fun show out here. This is such a nice weather to be here for this morning. A little bit of a wind, not much. Hope you've had a good week since our show this time last week at the same location. Yeah, it's just gorgeous. So the float plane action starts at 7:30, so that's in about 10 minutes. They're not allowed to start engines due to a noise bylaw because of the people that live here in the area until 7:30 a.m. So that's when the action starts. So it's nice and sleepy right now, nice and quiet and sleepy. But the action starts soon, which is awesome. And they're just getting the aircraft ready for what'll be a busy day, because this is now peak summer tourism season here in Vancouver. We've got our cruise traffic and lots of passengers flying on fishing trips, and of course on the skeds between here and Victoria Harbour and Nanaimo. So yeah, it's busy. It will be busy for sure. As I say, I'm just doing the last of my setups here. Should be finished in just a second. And looking forward to having a good show, good fun time here at the airfield. Or water field, I should say. I'm used to calling it an airfield. Of course, we usually do our live stream out at the airport. But today, we are here at beautiful, beautiful Vancouver, BC. So I'd like to welcome Surly Dave as our number one, and One Av Geek Girl as our number two in the house this morning. Absolutely stunning. And hello, John Blower. Yes, downtown again. It's beautiful. And hello, Philip Ansett. It's going to be a Thursday float plane extravaganza indeed. So I think they're boarding our first passengers right there. Going out to, what are they going out to? Hang on. They're going to the Twin Otter, I think. Yes, they're going out to that Twin Otter right there. So, yeah, they're going to be flying in style to Vancouver Island for sure. And yeah, I'd like to thank our moderators, One Av Geek Girl. I know she's very busy this time of year, but she's here moderating, which is awesome. So thank you very much, One Av Geek Girl. We're all doing well. Hope you're doing well. And hello, Paula. Welcome to the show. Hope you're doing well, Paula. Hope you've had a good week. And hello, John Bowden. Welcome to the show. Nice to see you early birds in the house. As we just show you how nice it is here this morning. It's a absolutely crystal clear day here in Vancouver. And local time is 7:24 a.m. So in 5 minutes they'll start the float plane engines. They'll be allowed to do so because the noise ban lifts at 7:30. There are lots of people living in these apartments that you can see, and just to keep things quiet for them, they have a noise ban in effect from, I don't know what time it starts at night, but certainly it lifts at 7:30 in the morning, which is in 5 minutes. So it's a gorgeous, gorgeous day here in Vancouver today. This is Harbour Air and other float planes. They're float-based downtown, and this is Cole Harbour, and we have our first airplane starting engines actually in anticipation. So turbo otter in the Canada colors, red and white. Maybe they're just warming up that PT6 engine. Hello, YXX Plane Spotter. Welcome to the show, Mr. YXX. Hope everything is doing well in YXX. Yeah, so they're just, the pilots are kind of walking to their airplanes to get things warmed up. As you can see, getting their planes ready for an honest day's work. It's a gorgeous view, isn't it? Vancouver does look absolutely beautiful. There's the morning commuters coming across. Well, it's not, Lionsgate Bridge isn't too busy, but it will be. It definitely will be. That bridge was built in the 30s. I believe it opened in 1937. If you Google it, you'll see that King George V and the Queen were here for the opening of that bridge. I believe it was 1937. I have to Google it myself. So, yeah, it's kind of modeled after the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. It's the same kind of design. This is a miniature version of it, and it connects Vancouver's North Shore with Stanley Park, which is right here. So, and of course, Vancouver. And here is our beautiful harbor. It's just a very, very nice morning. Stunning, stunning view today. And as you can see, the snow has melted off of the mountains. And there's actually, we don't have any ships here. No cruise ships at all. So that's kind of good. Well, it's good for us because they don't block the view. We have a better view, but who knows? It's early. We may still get some cruise ships pulling in here. Very, very possible, of course. So, as I say, I'm just trying to give you guys. It's very, very bright. I don't want to fry out the camera. It is super bright that way, so I'm not going to even attempt at this point to point the camera in that direction. So, they're maneuvering this airplane around. It's bobbing away, bouncing away. As soon as that 7:30 hits, One Av Geek Girl says March the 31st, 1937 is when when our bridge opened here, our Lionsgate Bridge. I knew it was 37. So, March the 31st, isn't that incredible? Yes. It's two years before the start of World War II. But here it is today in the year 2025. Still working well, I should say. So long may that continue. Long may that continue. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful morning here at the float base. Great day to be out here to soak up the action, no pun intended. We're just waiting for action here. But it should be a busy day. As I say, we're right in the middle, in the thick of the tourist season here in Vancouver. So we've got the tourist ships coming in, the cruise ships coming in, and Vancouver downtown gets very, very busy. And as I say, within an hour, this place will be hopping, I'm sure. A lot busier than it is right at this particular moment. As you can see on the walkways here, it's pretty quiet. So not too many people milling about at this moment. But it will change. It will definitely change. We'll start. And of course, we've got the Hulu ferry coming in as well, but it operates between here and Nanaimo. But look at this. Isn't that a gorgeous, gorgeous view? Okay, we've got engines turning. I don't know if they're warming them up. They might be. Let's have a watch here. Our Harbour Air Twin Otter PT6. Love the sound of a PT6 engine starting at 0730. Look at that. Check your clock. Jillian, I'm doing well. It's a wonderful morning. Thank you very much for being here with us. But yes, I'm doing well, and you can't beat the morning starting with PT6 engines firing up. There we go. Starboard's port side starting now. Starboard's running. Yeah, isn't that nice? So I guess that might be our first movement of the morning out of Vancouver Harbour. For sure, this airplane is heading over to Victoria Harbour. And what a nice way to fly to Victoria. Very nice way to fly to Victoria. Definitely need to do it. One Av Geek Girl and I are due for a flight over to the island. Something we talk about. But we do enjoy spending time in our backyard this time of year because it is so nice. So we have to motivate ourselves and say, okay, one day we're not going to be in the backyard relaxed. We're going to go to the island, and we'll do it. Hopefully we'll do that this year. But it would be amazing to fly on a Twin Otter on floats, which you can do very easily. Super easy to do. Oh yeah, there we go. It's showtime. It is showtime. Isn't that nice? Harmonic sets in. We got our harmonic. So nice. Just love that view. Isn't that beautiful? Hardly a wind this morning. Hope you guys had a good week. One Av Geek Girl studying as well for her annual recurrent training session, which is next month. So that a lot of work goes into that. And it's like university. You've got to study for it, and it's once a year. So yeah, she's busy with that, but she's here with us as well, so that's great. We're backing up the Twin Otter, and yeah, this will be our first movement of the morning. Fabulous. Look at that, isn't it nice? Great, great, great stuff. Beauty. Love those engines. Isn't that a sight to behold? Look at the windsock. Yeah, there's a little bit of life there in the windsock, but it's not going crazy. Isn't it? Look at that. So Vancouver, isn't it? So Vancouver. Let's see where he pushes those throttles. Sulfur piles in the background. Oh, we've got birds flying around too, doing air shows here, which I'll try to show you in a bit. I think he's going to turn and nose her into the wind and advance those throttles here any second. There she goes. There's the harmonic that we're looking for. Not quite. Kind of artistic looking, isn't it? It's going right into the sun, which is hard for me to film. Very hard. I have to be careful here as well. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Yeah, so this aircraft's definitely going to Victoria. As far as I am aware, the Twin Otters only operate between here and Victoria. They do not operate to Nanaimo. The Nanaimo service is operated by the Turbo Otters. He's climbing like a homesick angel. And there's the Lions. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that something? Cool. Very, very neat shot. Okay, we've got another aircraft starting engines right here. It's the sister airplane, actually. It's the sister airplane right there. Wow, that was nice. I like that. Hello, Hoş geldiniz to Anil Baki Durmuş. Hoş geldiniz, Anil. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, sister color scheme to the Twin Otter. And this will be most likely heading over to Nanaimo. It's about 15 minutes by air from here. Quick flight, beautiful scenic flight, absolutely gorgeous flight. On a day like today, it is just these pilots for these float plane companies have the best jobs in the world, I think. Hello, Urist Games. Good morning. Yes, we did hear about the hijacking story. It's been in the news quite extensively here at Vancouver. On the radio stations for the last couple days. Apparently some individual commandeered a Cessna from the Victoria Flying School, the Victoria Airport. He commandeered an airplane from an instructor and jumped in the airplane and flew it to Vancouver. And now just showed up in Vancouver airspace. Very dangerous. And they had to go to an emergency situation. They diverted aircraft that were in the area to other airports and kept airplanes on the ground until the situation resolved. He landed at Vancouver and then he was apprehended. He's now in jail, and long may he stay there. He endangered the lives of many, many people, and when aircraft are in airspace that they shouldn't be, it's extremely dangerous. We saw what happened in Washington, D.C. when that U.S. military helicopter was where it shouldn't be, and it hit an airliner, and it was a very tragic situation. So yes, they immediately stopped all flying until that nutcase was on the ground. And yes, very, very professional, safe, and well-practiced response. And yes, definitely we're glad that it resolved safely. So we have a float plane coming in. Hello, Mixter A350. Welcome to our show. And Glade Thomas, welcome to the show. We have a, I guess they're doing an interesting approach profile into the harbor. Might be difficult for me to follow this because it is going to go right into the sun and it becomes blinding. I'll do my best. I will do my best, but obviously can't guarantee. It looks like a caravan on floats. I don't know, we'll see if it's going to land here or if that's going somewhere else. Let's see what he plans to do. We is making a turn on the east end of the harbor here. Say I'll just do my best to try to film this, but it is into the full on into the sun, and that is difficult to do. But we'll do our best for sure. Yeah. So he's gonna they're flying differently than they did last week. Last week they were approaching in over the park to our left. So which would make things easier for us, but the winds are what the winds are, aren't they? So as I say, just will do my best to film this. Sea Air. It's a Sea Air caravan. Quite a nice landing. Oh, that looks refreshing, doesn't it? That looks so refreshing. We did it. We filmed it. We got it. That was nice. Hello, Smurfy 999. Welcome to the show. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, it's a very capable airplane, the Cessna Caravan on floats. Looks like they got quite a load of passengers on board too. Quite a few people on there. I think. Whether this was operating a SCED service or if it's in from a fishing lodge, I don't know. Well, very good. Aniel was in Kuala Lumpur and Denpasar with his family. I'm happy to find a seat on Turkish Airlines. Excellent. It's always Always good to fly on Turkish. Speaking of Istanbul, by the way, I guess you guys might have heard that Air Transat has announced that they are launching service from, I believe, Toronto to Istanbul. It's wonderful. Well, I guess he's waiting for a dock hand to lend a hand, and now I see somebody on the dock, sitting at the dock of the bay. There's a fellow standing right there, waiting to marshal him in, as you can see. That is it. Nice. Nice. So we've got an engine turning. Harbour Air right there. Yeah, this is the busy time of the morning. Basically between 7:30 and 9:30 is when we get the morning rush, peak rush of traffic. So that's why we're here early, to get hit the peak time. Hello, Surly Dev, sitting on the dock of the bay. Exactly. Can't help but think of that song when you're sitting here. This will be nice. Probably heading to Nanaimo. Yes, hello Karen Monson. Welcome to the show. We've got a Harbour Air Caravan starting engines as well. So I guess this aircraft has a bit of taxiing to do. So we can just have a quick look at the Caravan that's starting up the dock, and we'll try to see if we can get a bit of everything. Hello Etienne, welcome to the show. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for coming along. Okay, we might slowly bring our camera around to the Otter. Yeah, they're taxiing out right into the sun. It is what it is. We've got another aircraft starting engines right there. Turbo Otter. 2 for 1. Okay, our otter is probably going to be heading out here shortly. I'm sorry that it's backlit, but I am pointing the camera right into the sun. It really couldn't be more into the sun than that. On the step. Maybe not quite. My camera tripod has come loose, so unfortunately I'm not going to be able to tighten it up until after the show. Yeah, it just happens and I don't realize it until I'm actually mid-show. So the only way I can tighten the tripod head is to take the whole thing apart. So I won't be able to do that until after our show. So I do apologize for the tripod head having that jerk. It's just it's not gonna come off the tripod, but it's loose, and I need an Allen key to tighten it up. And as I say, the camera has to come off, and it's an operation. So I do apologize for that jerkiness on the tripod. So I'll just have to make that adjustment. It's about a once every 6 month thing, and you don't know about it until it's there, unfortunately. It wasn't the case last week, but it is the case this week. So, hello Glade Thomas. Nice to see you, Glade. I just have to be, it's hard to point the camera here into the sun. Very difficult. It's the caravan. There, that's the tripod. As I told you, the head is loose. So, again, I will not be able to fix that until next week's show, because the camera has to come off the tripod in order for an Allen key to dismantle the head and tighten up those recessed Allen key screws. See if we get a view of the lions here in just a second. I think it's coming. Here comes the lions, I think. Yes, there's the lions right there. Okay, showtime back on the water. That's it. Tripod screws loose. It literally has a couple screws loose. Climbing nicely. here comes those lions. There they are. Beautiful. Beauty. Yeah, beauty. Beauty. I think we've got some passengers boarding. Yeah, maybe here. That might be our next engine start. We have a caravan taxiing out as well, but I'll just wait a bit here. Yeah, many of us have had screws loose, so it's only fair that the tripod gets to as well. As I say, it's not that the tripod head's going to come off the tripod. It's just that it's loosened up, so there's play. And when I'm at the end or the beginning of a pan, it jerks forward or backwards. So that really just has to be tightened up with Allen wrenches. And I don't know that that's an issue until it actually presents itself. So as you all know, I did not have the issue last week, but it's here now. So it's just the way it is, really. I hope you're all doing well. Hope you had a good start to your week. Yes, in terms of news, I guess some of you have heard that Korean low-star airline T-Way has started operations into Vancouver 3 times a week, including on Thursdays. But it doesn't arrive until, I believe, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then goes at 5. So it doesn't match with our Thursday morning show time slot, not even close. So not likely that we'll be able to see it on the show unless there's some kind of schedule change. But yes, so T-Way has started service into Vancouver. Wish them all the best. As I say, they're a low-cost Korean airline, and 3 times a week service into Vancouver. Okay, here goes our Harbour Air Caravan. Sea bus there in the background. Just do a pan out on this aircraft for us. Oh, turbine time, turbine time. Okay. There we go. There, you see that looseness? That's my tripod. That jerky looseness. Hello, Jim Jam Birds. Good morning to you. Yeah, and Neil, it's stable in certain situations, but if I move the camera, it does jerk. So I'm glad it's not too distracting. I guess I'm kind of a perfectionist, and these things are noticeable to me, but I'm glad it's not so bad for you guys. Yeah, lots of action, actually. This guy's leaving the dock. we go. We've got another otter starting up as well. Hello, Tim McGrath. Welcome to the show from Milwaukee. As one gets away, another one as well, right here. 3 airplanes in the pipe, basically. Isn't that a view? Isn't that a view? Spectacular. It's only 8 o'clock in the morning. Isn't that hard to believe? Thank you very much, Mixter, for that reminder. We really appreciate it. If you can tickle that like button, that would be very much appreciated. The other aircraft is, yeah, it's right in the sun, so I'm going to leave it for a bit. Very scenic, isn't it? Very, very scenic. There's the lions in the background. 2 mountains with the ears popping up. Those are actually called the lions because they look like 2 perched lions. That's why they call it that. Hello, Donna Davey. Welcome to our show, Donna. It's a gorgeous day we have here indeed. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, we have our first aircraft that is starting its roll. You guys know what I mean. Okay, that's one airplane launched. Number 2 is Rolling Thunder. Or Floating Thunder. Goes behind the trees of Stanley Park. And we've got another airplane also taxiing out. But I think we might have a lander that's going to go the way they did last week, not coming in over the tree line here, which would be nice for us. Can you see it out there in the distance? Let's see what this aircraft does. Thank you very much, Paula, for liking and sharing on Facebook. Very much appreciate that. Oh. Yeah, I didn't even see. It was so bright, I didn't even see that we had a Twin Otter coming in. I completely missed that. I didn't even know it was there. Because it's bright, I can't see stuff. So, unfortunately, completely missed it. Completely missed it. And this airplane is going to go to the other, way down to the east end of the river, or east end of the bay, I should say. So, it's very, as I say, it's just hard for me to see airplanes that are down there because you're literally looking right into the sun. Okay, it's showtime. Let's see if I can bring the camera around to our takeoff. And yeah, there's a lander, so I'll do my best to film it for us. It's kind of, where is it? Right there. Coming in East Harbor view. Sea bus underneath. Tugboat. Yeah, okay, well, they're gonna unload the passengers from the Twin Otter here. Somebody was asking last week, how many passengers, right, on these aircraft? So we can count, see how many this airplane is in from Victoria. So it's the first arrival, the first Twin Otter arrival flight from Victoria. So we can count how many people are on it. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's it. Looks like it's 12. So they had some empty seats. I think it's a 19 capacity, so they had 7 empty seats this morning. Yeah. So we got another aircraft coming in. Got an airplane that's gonna fly around to the East Bay, East Harbor. We'll film it. I'll do my best for us. And oh, look at that. You can see it's getting a little bit busier here now. A little bit busier. We'll start to get more and more people here in anticipation of the arrival of the Hulu. Hello, Cindy, 34 left. Welcome to the show, Cindy. Thank you for being here. Oh, Genesis. Yes, Phil Collins. I like Genesis as well back in like 1982, 83, 84. They were one of my favorite bands. I liked them a lot. They came to Vancouver quite a bit as well in that time frame as well. Definitely remember them concerts. I didn't attend any, but I know that they were here in Vancouver for concerts. Now, I believe Phil Collins' daughter is the girl who plays Emily in, the girl that goes to Paris, the Netflix show. I think that's Phil Collins' daughter. Yeah, she's quite a good actress. Don't know her name. Don't know who her mother is either, but I do know that she's the daughter of Phil Collins. Yeah, Emily in Paris is the name of the show. My battery's at 54%, so I am watching it. Quite a nice landing. Very nice. Nicely done. Congratulations to the pilot. Getting everybody down safe. And I can tell everybody I've been working very hard on my Air Travel Time Machine Volume Number 2 book. I want to get it to my book designer within the next few weeks so that it can get to the printer and get printed ASAP. I mean, obviously my plan is to get it here by Christmas in time for ship out, but you never know. You just never know, right? Yeah, that's just, but I definitely want to get it to my printer, to my book designer ASAP. So I'm in the final home stretch. I'm literally hoping to finish it within the next few days, maybe by the end of the weekend, and I can give all the assets to the book designer. And yeah, it'll cover the period 1960 to 1970. And as some of you may know, Air Travel Time Machine, it's a collection of random traveler Kodachrome images taken at airports depicting travel during the golden age of airlines and air travel. So the first volume is sold out here in North America, and yeah, this volume should be even more popular because it covers the jets, the arrival of the jet age in the early 1960s. Good leg workout. Good leg workout. Yep, splish splash. Bobby Darin. Any Bobby Darin fans in the house? We all love this splish splash. Yeah, lots of songs, right, have reference to the water, the bay, all that kind of stuff. Otis Redding sitting at the dock of the bay, Bobby Darin, Splish Splash. All good 60s music. And sadly, both Bobby Darin and Otis Day, their lives and careers were tragically cut short. So, but they left us with music that we can enjoy forever, so that's the great thing. We've got a lander. We got a lander setting up on the East Bay, East Harbor. way out there in the nosebleeds. Look at that. Ooh, far out. I don't want to point the camera any more to the right because I don't want to go into the sun too much more. There's the aircraft. You can see it right side of the frame. It's descending towards the water. Kind of an artistic view, isn't that? Very neat compression there. This looks like it's a beaver. Turbine beaver, I think. Looks like it, so it must be sea air. Yeah, turbine beaver. Sea Air, nice looking machine. Welcome to Vancouver Harbour. Tony Parkinson, congratulations, Tony. Thank you for your support. Whopping 22 months. My goodness gracious. Thank you so much, Tony. Yeah, that's an impressive milestone, 22 months. Battery's at 48%. I am watching it very closely, folks. Yeah, it says Turbo Beaver on the door there. Turbo Beaver. Sea Air. It's safely here nicely. Beautiful. Karen says she had a good voice and also did some acting. Connie Francis, that's right. Oh, Connie Francis, yes, she had some early 1960s hits as well. Donna Davey, yes. Yeah, Connie Francis, I don't know, kind of, yeah, she would be from about 61, 62. Yeah, she had some very catchy numbers. Kind of up at the same time as the Ronettes. You know, Ronnie Spector. Well, before she met Spector. Can't remember what her name was before, but yeah, Ronnie founded the Ronettes. Yeah, good music actually from the early 1960s. And of course, I like Dion and the Belmonts. Now, once I get their songs into my head, they're with me for 24 hours, so I have to be careful not to do that. Mixture says she died today, age 87. Wow. Well, she brought a lot of people a lot of joy, and her music will live on. Wow. Well, our condolences to her and her family, but as I say, she lived a good long life and brought much enjoyment and enlightenment to people through her music. So that's if you can do that, you can't ask for any more. course, there's the, Frankie, what's his name? Frankie and the Four Seasons. Frankie Avalon in the Four Seasons. Yeah. I've been watching a lot of Beach Boys clips lately. They were fantastic as well. And I was watching they have their clips from like 1964, black and white. And even some of the talking interview parts, which are quite good. And they basically, even Mike Love referred to Brian Wilson as their leader. He was the musical genius behind the group, and he said that in 1964. I think it might have been Dick Clark who was interviewing them. And yeah, great stuff. Okay, they're warming up a beaver here. There we go. Let's see if this springs to life. Love that sound. That's the sound of a round engine starting up. Of course, in the 1950s, you had 4 of these on a DC-6. They'd start up with big puffs of smoke. Yeah, round engines from the 1950s. Yeah, Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. What did I say? Oh, Frankie Avalon. Yeah, Frankie Valli. That was a good show they had in Vegas. One Av Geek Girl and I saw it. It was really fantastic. Sounds like a Ford startup. Yes. Helicopter going in behind me. We're watching this beaver here sputtering to life. There's some action over on the other side as well. Looks like passengers are being let out. To their turbo otter, Lucky Devils. You can watch them board wherever they may be going to. Ooh, she better not drop the iPad in the water. Or laptop. She's brave. Very brave. Oh, my camera's collapsing. So we're going to do a battery change right now, guys. Camera is collapsing. Battery change. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're doing a battery change. I'll be back in just 1 second. Oh yeah, we just did a battery change, folks. So that's okay. We're back. All is well. Back to these people boarding their otter, and there's a dog as well. The dog seems to be quite content on the dock. Very nice dog. Big dog, but nice. Nice. Fastest battery changer in the harbor, I'll say. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I love that. Look, listen to that. Love it. Love that sound. Hey, hey. What's that sound? Is that Dusty Springfield? You guys can help me with my 1960s music. Beautiful day. Beautiful day to hop on a float plane and go for a ride on the water. I agree. What do tickets cost? Asks Anil. Well, I saw a sign which is lit. I can't show it to you because it's got it's backed to me, but it says flights to Nanaimo on Sea Air start at about $60 if you book in advance. It's a good deal. Not bad. Do you need a permit to? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't know how. I guess. I think you have to check with the airline. I don't believe a permit is required. I remember being on a float plane out of Campbell River with Vancouver Island Air. It was a turbo water, and we were doing a milk run in 2019. One of the passengers had a cat with her, and it escaped while we were in the air. And the captain said, "We're going to have to land right now so we can find the cat. It's for safety reasons." So he landed the airplane. We're in the water, in the middle of nowhere. We found the cat, gave it back to the passenger, and we continued on our flight. So just kind of an interesting story to relay to you guys. You know, the pilot didn't want the cat jumping on him or getting under his feet in the control surfaces. So it was just safest to land the airplane, find the cat, and get the cat back into the care of the owner. So yeah, I wonder. I think they're just warming up the engines on the Beaver there, getting it nice and warm for flight. Yeah, Don, it was interesting. That is a great thing to do if you're a float plane enthusiast and you're on Vancouver Island. Drive to Campbell River. You can call Vancouver Island Air. You can tell them that you're an enthusiast and you'd like to just go along for their milk run, and it might cost about $150, but you do spend a full morning on the airplane up and down at their various on-demand locations that they serve out of Campbell River, up to some various fishing lodges. I highly enjoyed it and highly recommend it. It is great fun, and I did that trip with my good friend Ron Kosis and Tony Hickey, who's sadly no longer with us, but we had a wonderful time. Very memorable, and it was just great. Twin Otter coming off the dock. Yeah, I don't think they had the cat on a leash or anything. I think the cat was just being handheld. So, maybe each airline has their own rules. Maybe a big dog does have to be on a leash. I don't know. Or a cat may need to be in a container of some type. There we go. 2 airplanes on the move. Lots of sound. You can see where that windsock is, right? So that's why the airplanes are going to the East Harbor, doing 180, and coming back in, so they're nosed into that headwind. And we've got Hulu pulling in. Yeah, so I'll just show you guys. We've got the Hulu right here. Well, our regular pilots there on the deck of the Hulu. Interesting perch. Oh, I didn't think that was going to be so quick, but it was. Had no idea this Twin Otter was going to be rocking and rolling. I thought he was going to circle and wait for the Hulu to get out of the way. Interesting perspective for the Twin Otter takeoff, though. Look at the rope dangling in the water there, dangling off the starboard side pontoon. Okay, this one's going to do the same kind of a show for us. Spray is on. Really pouring the juice on the beaver there. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful scenic view here in downtown Vancouver, Harbour View. This is YVR Live, we call the show, but we're actually in Vancouver Harbour Live. My name is Henry Tenby. You're watching JetFlix, the JetFlix channel on YouTube. Securing the ferry there. Anil says the harbor aircraft have an average age of 48.4 years. Well, yes, exactly. These airplanes were built by de Havilland Aircraft Company of Canada. And for example, the turbine Otter, which is these aircraft right here, the Otter, DHC-3 Otter, the last one was produced in 1968. So yes, and the Beavers, the last one was produced, I believe, in the early 1960s. We'd have to Google that for the Beaver, but I know that the Otter here, last production was in 68. Now they were modified with turbine engines, of course, in later years, but the actual airframes are 1968 vintage. So 4 years younger than me. So what does that make it? 57 years old. There's no such thing as a de Havilland Otter that is newer than 57 years old. So interesting, isn't it? Quite interesting, if we dare say so. So they're still tying up here to the dock. Hulu. Their passengers are waiting to board to head to Nanaimo. Nice way to go to Nanaimo, I would say. You know, it would be fun to go one way on the Hulu, one way on the by air. I mean, I like going on the ferry too. It's always good fun. So even going one way by float plane and one way by ferry is a very fun day. I mean, I just like the transportation, you know, being out on the water. Hello, Darren Vox. Nice to see you. Welcome to the show. It's just a nice thing to do. If you're in Vancouver, I highly recommend it. It really doesn't matter what the season, right? It's just a nice way to spend the day. If you're flying, you're in the harbor right away. If you're taking the ferry, you're going to take a city bus from the ferry terminal into downtown Victoria. Very doable. I think you buy a day pass on the bus and it costs, I'm going to say $6. So Canadian dollars, yeah, not US dollars. Canadian dollars, $6 Canadian, so that's like $4 US. So it is a bargain. It's not expensive. And if you're a foot passenger on the ferry, BC ferries, I think it's maybe around $20 each way. And if you're a senior, which I will be in 4 years, I think it's free. So yeah, if you're 65, you won't pay tuppence halfpenny to go on BC ferries. It is free, so that is also a good deal if you're an old age pensioner. So only another 4 years to go for me, and I'll be able to get that. One Av Geek Girl did some Google research. Thanks, One Av Geek Girl. The de Havilland Beaver first flew on August the 16th, 1947, and they closed production in 67. Okay, 1 year before they stopped production on the single-engine Otter. And David Underwood says, the Beaver's 3 years younger than me. You're a baby, David. Yeah, you're a baby. Yeah, the water is so blue. It's gorgeous here today. I mean, it's not Tahiti blue or Caribbean blue, but it's nice to look at. I mean, nobody's going for swims, not right here, but yes, it is nice. Nice to look at. Dark deep. It's a dark, cold blue. Hello, Noise Bloom. Welcome to the show. 8:36 here in Vancouver. You're watching we call it the YVR live show because we're usually out at YVR, but we've had such nice weather here at Downtown Harbour, and it's summertime, and this is the peak. We've decided to do our shows out here for the time being to soak up the action, no pun intended. As you see, they've painted on the side of the aircraft, Turbo Beaver. I was explaining, somebody said, oh, it's a turbine beaver, Henry, it's not a turbo beaver. But I explained on the show, our lexicon here in British Columbia is that we call this airplane a turbo beaver, or turbo otter. That's just our West Coast lexicon for these airplanes. Turbo. Look at the registration. FDHC, de Havilland, Canada. That's not a mistake. That's not a coincidence. Great registration for a Turbo Beaver. F, de Havilland, Canada. DHC. Fantastic. Congratulations, Sea Air, on having a fantastic registration for your Turbo Beaver. Good for you guys. Somebody was on the ball when it came to registering the registration for that aircraft. DHC. Fantastic. Wunderbar. He's going to taxi out into the sun, so I'm going to let him get positioned because it's a bit difficult for me to have my eyes focusing out that way. So we'll just wait a bit. We'll wait a bit, and once it makes the turn, I'll bring the camera around. In the meantime, oh well, it's not. It made the turn right there, so I thought it was going to go further. There, he's on the step. I think fast. Lots of power, right, on that PT6 engine. Just gets up and go. I mean, that's the difference between the round engine and the turbo engine. Just a lot, instant power at the fingertips. When you put those throttles, that airplane is almost instantly on the step and ready to boogie. Wow, look at all the people here. A lot of people lined up to board this Hulu. Look at the people lined up. Just that's the lineup for Hulu down there. I don't know about hundreds. A lot of people. Well, I mean, this is their busy season as well, of course, right? Because we've got all the tourists in town. Today there's no cruise ships, so actually there is a cruise ship on the other side of Canada Place. I can't show it to you because it's right in the sun. But yeah, we do have cruise tourists here in Vancouver today. I thought we didn't, but we do. But this is all the lineup there for down on the lower level. People waiting to board the Hulu boat from Vancouver Harbour, which is where we are right now, over to Nanaimo. I hope they're going to have a very, very nice day. Quite a lineup. Quite a lineup. And speaking of lineups, we have all these passengers here. They're coming out to board one of the twin otter. Oh no, they're going to the single otter here. So we've got more passengers coming. I'll just show you. They're going to be led. You'll see the captain there, the pilot, in just a second. There he is. Now they're loading them onto the twin otter. Nice stuff. Neat. They're going to go on the twin. See, this guy snuck in while I took my eyes off the wheel. Oh well. Can't win them all. Can't win them all. We're going to watch the passengers board the twin otter here, though. Just right here. Wow, lucky devils. These guys are lucky they're going on the twin otter. So nice. I would wait for the twin otter. I mean, I just want to go on a twin otter. I mean, yeah, the other one's good too, but if I have a choice and I can wait a little bit and go on a twin otter, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait because the twin otter's twin engine, bigger airplane. Yeah. I'm a twin otter man. David Smith says, did you know that one of the designs of the Beaver is buried in Salt Spring Island? Richard Hiscox. No, I don't know that, David. I didn't know anything about that. Interesting. Good morning, J-Ro Rueda. Welcome to the show, J-Ro. Thanks for joining us this lovely, lovely morning. Stunning. It is super stunning. Pretty soon we're going to have PT6 engines roaring to life. It's going to be a noisy time in the old town today. We're waiting for showtime. Yeah, what a night. I mean, the Twin Otter is a nice looking airplane. It's just a nice looking machine, a lean, mean, floating machine. Okay, well in the meantime we've got this guy starting engines. Backing up. Nice. Beautiful. Super beautiful. Supernatural, Super British Columbia. Yeah, that's their tagline, isn't it? For the radio ads and jingles. This is about as supernatural, Super British Columbia as you can get. Very natural. Au naturel. Beautiful. So this guy is going to turn around in about, I'm going to say very shortly. I don't know if he's going to taxi all the way out to the East Harbour or point his nose momentarily. I'm hoping he's going to do it momentarily so we can get a nice takeoff without pointing the camera into the sun. But let's see what happens here. Let's see. Well, you never know. Oh, what a beautiful, beautiful day this is. Again, there is a cruise ship on the other side of Canada Place. So I did not notice it because when I arrived here, the sun was literally right on top of it. So I didn't want to point my eyes there. No, this guy's going out into the sunny area there, so. It's a helicopter going out. You might see it in the frame here in just a second. Yeah, there goes the helicopter. S-76. Okay, they're going to start the Twin Otter up, so I think we're going to come back to our Twin Otter action. The pilot doing his final checks. They're sealing up the hatches, and they're going to start this baby up. Lucky devils. Yeah, this is going to be nice. Nice and noisy. PT6 engine action for us. Yeah, this summer, One Av Geek Girl and I should definitely head over on the Twin Otter. Oh, look at it, look at it, look how fun that is. This guy's got the best job in the world, in my opinion. I'm surprised he doesn't have to pay them to do the job, instead of the other way around. On days like today, the pilots should pay the company. Okay, let's get these, let's light these engines, baby. Light these engines and get this baby fired up. Rock and roll. Yoo-hoo. Let's go. I'm gonna get some lovely burnt kerosene wafting up here. Bring on the wafting burnt kerosene. Bring it on. The waft. Let the waft begin. Okay, so first of all, let's just go get this guy very quickly. Pouring on the coal. There it goes, up and away. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's a 1960s single-engine Otter. Getting airborne out of Vancouver Harbour, probably heading to Nanaimo. Okay, let's go back to our Twin Otter. Right here. Let's get this show rolling. Let's get these engines lit. It's showtime. This will be nice. This will be nice. So So Darren Vaux was here in 2014, and they didn't have the Twin Otters. In the winter months, I don't know what month you were here, Darren, but in the winter months, they often take them off the route. They do the maintenance on in the winter. So that's kind of a thing. That's possibly why. One F Geek Girl says we can do the Twin Otter flight after her ART, which is her annual recurrent training, flight attendant training. So that's a big test and exam and whatnot. So hopefully we'll get that behind us soon, and then once ART is behind One F Geek Girl, we can think about doing the Twin Otter flight. That'll be amazing. Got the glass in front of me, unfortunately, guys, but it won't stop the burnt kerosene from wafting up here. Thank you, Mixter. You have a nice evening. Appreciate your being here. Thank you so much. Oh, there we go. There's the wafting burnt kerosene. Lovely. Lovely. Oh, that's nice. It only lasts a few seconds, but it is nice. Gone. Nice looking machine. Okay, we've got a lander, so I'm able to film it for us on our show. Turbo water. the Twin Otter's not going to waste a second of our time. We should call this the spray show. I think that's what we need to call our harbor shows, spray shows. Harbor Spray Show. Nice. Lions. And here is our turbine otter arriving on dock. Strap it onto the side of the deck. Nice stuff. Harbor scare. Yes, the weather will continue like this for a while. The forecast is for severe, clear, and hot, and increasingly dry conditions for the next several weeks, with additional water rationing coming into effect for those people that water their lawns here in Vancouver. That's not happening, but yeah, they're saying that we could run into water supply issues if this continues. So dry and hot is what they're calling for. Well, we all know, right? From Canada Day until Labor Day here in Vancouver, it's hot. That's how it goes in Vancouver. Canada Day to Labor Day is when you get your summer. You get your 8 weeks of summer, and then it's off, right? The cold weather can set in, the pools close, lousy weather can start basically once Labor Day is passed. That's just how it goes here in Vancouver. So we're not even halfway through summer here yet, so that's all good. We've got some air shows coming up. We've got the Boundary Bay Air Show. I believe it's this weekend on Saturday. And we've also got the Abbotsford Air Show coming up in August. Paula Day says, I'll be at work again. Okay, well, very good, Paula. Thank you for tuning in. Good luck with the training. Teaching the colleague how to watch planes. Yes. Thanks for being here, Paula. You have a very good afternoon. And thank you so much for being here. And Donna Davey says, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, a bit cooler, around 22 degrees, and then hotter again. Okay? Cindy asks, Cindy at 34 left says, are there flight sims for watercraft? I don't know. Good question. Don't know. You'd think there might be. Got an airplane making the turn right there. one bounce, and the second bounce she's in. Don't get a double bounce. Okay, it's showtime. And we've got our twin otter, our red and white twin otters on approach. So it left right on the button at 7:30. So it's now back. Non-stop action here for you guys and gals. That twin otter is going to be making its turn as well very shortly, so we'll follow that in and we won't flub that water landing. Okay, and Hulu is pushing off dock right here before our very eyes. And we've got our twin otter as well setting up on approach. So I might be able to go in and get that twin. There's our twin. He's going into the sun. It's pretty rough. That's rough stuff. Oh, double bounce. That's a major bounce there. That was a very nice bounce. It was kind of nice. That was very neat. Bounce. Cool. What did you guys think of that? I liked it. That was a very special landing because he hit the water, then he bounced up and probably another 500 feet. Then after some airspeed bled off, put her down. That was nice. Really nice. The pilots might want to go have a look at the video. It's kind of impressive. Very impressive, if I dare say so. Nice landing. Nice landing. Well done. Made it entertaining for us av geeks. Made it very entertaining. Hello, Alex. It's very nice to see you on the show, Alex. Hope you're doing well. I'm thinking today might be around your birthday. So if it is your birthday, Alex, happy birthday. I think it was around this time last year that we celebrated your birthday, or around this time. So if not today, it's coming up. So we're wishing you a good year ahead. Alex, one AvGeek girl said, yes, I was going to send you a message, but here it goes. Happy birthday. And it is, Alex confirmed, it is the birthday of Alex. Terrific. Wishing you many happy returns and a great year ahead. Wow. That's great, Alex. Great. Nice to see you. It's amazing how fast the year went by. Holy moly. Passengers are slowly getting off their aircraft. Wow. Wowee. Passengers getting their stuff. Yeah. It's a beautiful, beautiful morning. Hello, Lee Woodhouse. Lee says, just made it from work. Love watching the seaplanes. Yes, they are different. You know, it's a nice thing to do in the summer, for sure. So that's why we're here. I mean, we're you know, at our various locations out at the airport, YVR, you know, throughout the year, and yeah, I just thought, yeah, you know, it's just beautiful here this time of year. So let's enjoy it. Let's come out here, and that's what I decided to do. We got another aircraft on approach, airplane on approach. Okay, do you guys know what the difference between an aircraft and an airplane is? I had to Google it myself because I was curious, because you know, as I said earlier, I'm working on my book and I'm working on captions, and sometimes, you know, do I refer to refer to a flying machine within the photo as an airplane or an aircraft? There's a slight difference between the two. An aircraft is not necessarily a fixed wing aircraft. It could be a helicopter, a glider. You know, that kind of thing. A hot air balloon even could be considered as an aircraft. But only an airplane has wings. So, airplane is a winged airplane. An aircraft could be, you know, any kind of flying machine, basically. That's the difference. So, yes, you can refer to an airplane as an aircraft, but you can't refer to some aircraft as airplanes. It's interesting. As I said, I had to Google that, and I just wanted to make sure that I had it right, because, you know, writing the captions for my book, I just want to be as accurate as I possibly can. And of course, there's aeroplane, A-E-R-O. That's just the old English spelling for airplane. Aeroplane, airplane. Old English, I mean, you know, 1920s, 30s, 40s, that kind of thing. Not Old English as in 1700s. Battery's at 41%, so I'm watching it. If it collapses fast, I'll have to do a battery change. Yes, seaplanes are so much fun. It's a good time on the water for sure today. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Lovely. Wow. It's nice to be here. Soaking up the action. No pun intended. Soaking up the action. It's unbelievable how fast the time goes, though. I arrived here exactly 2 hours ago for my setup, and it seems like it's just been 10 minutes. It's insane. Such a peaceful place here, really. So nice and peaceful. I like being here. The air is nice, you know. There's birds, there's planes, there's boats. It's just beautiful. Hello, Gary. Nice to see you, Gary. I hope you are doing well, Gary. Up north, I understand. Somewhere up your way, it's the wettest place in Canada today. So I don't know if you've got rain today, but I heard, I don't know, maybe it was Sandspit. Somewhere up in the Queen Charlotte's might be the wettest place in Canada today. So if it is you, Gary, we're hoping you stay dry. Hoping you stay dry, Gary. Okay. Engine start, maybe. It's still tied up, so I think they're just going to do an engine run. Let's see. Oh, it's a lady who's the pilot of this airplane, and it looks like she's untying the floats. Gary can't stay long. So, I guess they're not going to fly this one. This one is. My battery's at 38%, so it could collapse quite rapidly. Just so you guys know. Could collapse rapidly. But I've got the battery in my pocket ready to go if that happens. So, just so you know, we may have to say, battery change, battery change. Hopefully not, but we'll see. Not soon. Not in a surprise manner. Lots of seagulls buzzing about. Yep, Canada livery. It's beautiful, isn't it? It is very beautiful. Birds. Lots of birds. Nice. What a view. What a backdrop. What a backdrop. to have this other aircraft land first, I guess, before this airplane turns to the left. Hello, Jim Jam Birds. Yeah, so if we just bring the camera to the East Harbor there, you'll see we've got this aircraft setting up. Tighten it up. Oof. Ooh, nice stuff. It's a Caravan. C-bus there in the background. 2 for 1. And a bit of a bounce, but not too bad. Nothing like the Twin Otter that we had last. Nice, nice. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Let's go get our Otter. He's going to pour the coal on here in just a second. That's it. Spray time. Welcome, Captain Edward. Nice to see you. Captain Edward. Okay, there we go. Captain Edward Pilot, welcome to the show. Seaplane pilot, Captain Edward. Nice to have you here. Mark Pimlon says that the Twin Otter was built in 1982. Well, no, it might have been modified in 82, but the Twin Otter... No, that's wrong. I'm sorry. The Twin Otter's continued production, of course. I'm thinking the Single Otter. They continued 300 production, up until recently, of course. Now they switched to 400. So, yes, so the Twin Otter FDYL was built in 1982. Yeah, that's right. So we have, under de Havilland production, we have series 100, 200, and 300 Twin Otters. A lot of the old 100s and 200s have been rebuilt. And okay, this airplane snuck in. I guess it's Gulf Island seaplanes, and I did not see it. I just did not see it, unfortunately. So, yes, and then the 300 Twin Otter was the more advanced, higher gross weight, and other improvements over the 100 and 200 series Twin Otters. But they really don't scrap Twin Otters. They rebuild them, just like other de Havilland airplanes, Beavers and Otters. You just rebuild them. So these passengers here are getting their stuff. Donna Davey says, my favorite plane is the Martin Mars, recently retired. And I was lucky enough to see the Hawaii Mars flying over Port Alberni. Yes, you were very, very, very lucky. I haven't seen a Martin Mars since right here in this harbor just before the Olympic Games when it showed up. I guess that was about maybe 2008 or 9. It's been more than 15 years ago at least when I last saw a Martin Mars. And it was here in Vancouver Harbour, believe it or not. So it's been a long time. Yes, to see an airplane like that, in the last chapter of its life is something very, very special. Oh, this is Sea Air. I thought this was Gulf Island Seaplanes, but I was wrong. Sea Air Beaver. Wow. We don't always see this on our show, the Sea Air Beaver. So that's special. Hear it belching away there. Belching and sputtering away. Nice stuff. That sound. Twin Otter starting engines over here, and our Beaver is parking right here. Lots happening, lots of fun stuff here. Watch the two of them actually. It's nice. Very fast turnaround, wasn't it? Yeah, it's heading back to Victoria. Lickety split. It's very kind of you to say this is the coolest live stream on YouTube. I appreciate the support and the kind comments. Yeah, we've seen this airplane come and go. Different order, but yeah, it was our first movement of the day out of here this morning when they were able to start engines right at 7:30. My battery's at 26%, so just so we know. Hello, Mark Pimlett. There he goes, it's turning. That's nice. Which means it's showtime momentarily. There's the spray. The spray is alive. Better. We lost the focus there just for a second. And here comes the Lions in a second. Yeah, there we go. There's the Lions right there. Nice. Very, very nice. Excellent stuff. Okay, well, we've been streaming for 2 hours, and we've seen the peak traffic here this morning at Vancouver Harbour. My name is Henry Tenby, and this is the JetFlix channel. We usually call this show the YVR live stream, but it's actually been the Vancouver Harbour live stream, and I really hope you've enjoyed it. The 2 hours have gone by in a flash, and I'm going to look forward to seeing you next week. Not sure where we'll do the show from next week. Might be back here at Vancouver Harbour because I really do enjoy it, and it's something that we don't have access to year-round. So if you enjoyed the show, perhaps you could hit the thumbs up button. That would be amazing. I'd like to thank our moderators, especially One Av Geek Girl, for hanging out with us today and keeping things safe and fun. Thank you very much, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all next week. Bye-bye.